Hey guys, I'm Dash Berlin and you're watching Neon Owl.
Hey guys, Elaine here with Neon Owl. We are here with Dash Berlin here in Groove Cruise, Miami. How are you doing, Jeff?
Amazing, amazing. It's great to be on a Groove Cruise.
Again,
yes,
right?
Again.
How many times has it been
Second
now?
time.
Second time. And was the last time, was it Miami as well, or was it?
Yes.
How do you like the last one compared to this one?
This is a bigger boat. I think there's more people on the boat. The lineup is equally strong, I find, artist-wise, music-wise, general style-wise, genre. But I have to say, honestly, I really enjoyed the dance floors on the former boat. That's what I'm lacking on this boat. Nevertheless, the atmosphere is absolutely phenomenal, and it's like a floating family, and it's amazing to be a part of it.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree. Like yesterday, the theater was completely packed for your set. I did really like the lasers, but of course, everyone was kind of dancing on the chairs. How was that set for you last night?
Amazing. I like the theater very much because you have the carpet everywhere, which really absorbs the sound. So you have a really clean sounding theater, and I think that really fits well with the music that I play. Besides that, you know, when you have that. The stages, like you just mentioned, it feels like you're playing in an amphitheater, and that's really cool. It's like a mini stadium.
So I've seen you many times now, and every single time I see you, your energy level and your attitude is always so positive, energetic. How do you keep up with all the shows and traveling that you do?
I just like music in general, and when you realize you always have smiling faces in front of you, that's the best feeling you can have. You're making people happy with music. Those people make me happy. Atmosphere exists, and that's what I'm feeding off, which is inspirational for new music, but also for the selection of the night. And it gives me a lot of energy when I see people smiling, getting together, hugging each other, or couples, or just people in general, like having a good time. That gives me a lot of energy, so I feed off that, and that's where I get my energizer bunny behavior from. Having
the success that you do, right? How do you keep grounded? Like, people literally have Dash Berlin tattoos, lyric tattoos, like
that is crazy.
Everything. Like, how do you like deal with that, basically?
I think it all comes down to character. I don't see myself as any more special than other people. I mean, I always tell people, because I get this question a lot, is that, I mean, if we eat a few hours later, everybody has to go to the toilet. So do I. And, well, that's what it comes down to for me. And I'm in a different position, but as a human being, that doesn't make me any more special or better as somebody else. And if you look inside, you know, we all have the same type of color of blood, and I just feel myself comfortable surrounded with people, with music, and I don't feel the need to be a different person or need to act differently as I am as Jeffrey Sutorius, and that's what people see. So they see just like an everyday person.
And so some fans may not know about that it's comprised of three, right? Some do, some don't. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Yeah,
well, musically we work together as a trio. So I work together with Eelke and Sebastiaan on the music, and people will always see me as the face, or doing the shows, or doing the interviews, or that kind of stuff, doing all the traveling. and that's something we agreed upon after we finished Till the Sky Falls Down, our very first single, and that proves until the day of today to be a very effective method, because we can still continue making music while I do a lot of traveling. I can still be influential into the productions, and Eelke and Sebastiaan are just as much as part of Dash Berlin as I am, and that works just perfectly.
How did Dash Berlin come about?
In 1999, so it's actually quite a while ago, in 2000, I played myself on the Love Parade in Berlin, and I was doing that under different aliases at that time because Dash Berlin didn't exist yet. years passed by. I started working in a record shop, still DJing, made my first few records and remixes, and in the record store, that's where I met Eelke and Sebastiaan, and we started to hang out. We turned out to be friends of a larger group, and we all kind of connected, and we started to hang out with each other on birthdays, on holidays, and eventually when they stopped working with Sander Kalberg, who they used to work together with, I was already hanging out in the studio doing a lot of work there, also for one of my aliases, and also helping them along. And when I lost my job at the record store a few years later, we just finished Till the Scout Was Down, just as a fun project, and we had no idea what to do with it at that point. And our studio neighbor, DJ Isaac, he said, you should send this out to a record company and just see what happens, because it's something we haven't really heard before. It sounds quite unusual, but give it a try. So we sent it to Armada Music, and then it got picked up by Armada Music, got signed to Captivating Sounds.
What do you feel the music industry could use a little bit more or less of right now?
This gonna probably sound really awkward coming from me, but we're on the Groove Cruise. I spoke to a lot of people. I spoke to some proud young parents of kids who are also interested in becoming a DJ, and I'm like, cut out the management for a while. Let people just trial and error. Let people rise and fall, and then learn over the years, get experienced, and once you reach a certain level of production, once you reach a certain level of expertise as a DJ, then I think it's a right moment to look up a management who can help you reaching a next goal, a next level. But nowadays, what I hear from very young kids who are still on middle school, they're already having managements.
Yeah,
and
manager, this person, that person.
That's something I don't understand, because you still have to prove everything. And I think a management can work for you already in the best way when you already reached a certain level. And you cannot reach a level when you're really, really young and you're not able to even go to a club. You haven't heard a DJ yet in an actual live setting doing a set. That is, and I have to say, with that, at the same time, there's always the exception to the rule. So there we have Martin Garrix, and he's super exceptional to the rule. But that's what young people see, and they say, like, I want to be like that, but he's the exception to the rule.
Yeah. So what piece of advice would you have for them? Like, what is the thing that people are missing most, right, when they're about to give up, and what's the thing they need most?
Confidence. You really need to have passion and confidence in what you do, and go with it at heart. Don't go for easy money. Don't go for easy fame, because it's not like that. There's thousands of boys and girls waiting in line to do what you want right now at this moment. It's a fact. And with production software becoming so incredibly easily available and accessible, there's a lot of aspiring producers right now, maybe with the best ideas. They're already there. They are already making their first productions right now, and they also have to wait for their right moment and to meet the right type of person who can bring them to the next level. And maybe that's a good record label, and maybe it's gonna fit in some good DJ set, and then people will talk about it. Things have to happen more organically. Actually, with a very long story, that's what I wanted to say to you, is like, things have to happen more organically. Now everything is so much pushed, so much managed, so much organized. That's not good. That's not good for music, and I don't think in general it's good for people. You know, there's a time for everything, and like I just explained, with trying and error, I think that's where you learn the most. and you also learn to deal with setbacks, and then eventually when you reach a certain level, then maybe it's time for a management. But take your time. Go for where your heart is.
Yeah. And talking about setbacks, obviously what a lot of people see with successes like Dash Berlin is the highs. Can you share with us some of the lows?
If I have to explain that with like hand signs, it would be like like this.
And sometimes we don't see that.
Exactly. No, it's just traveling a lot. You're not home a lot, so people think you're always on a holiday, which is absolutely not. When you're home, you have to focus on your everyday chores, which you didn't do for weeks. So just like everybody else, and so family-wise, contact-wise, it's difficult here and there, especially when sometimes people are in a rough situation, like close family or relatives. You know, how are you going to keep up with them with time changes and with traveling in between? It's hard. It's difficult. Friendships. How do you make new friends? And how deep are those friendships actually when you just see people every once in a while? It's difficult, you know. It's difficult to hang out, you know, closely with people for a longer period of time when you're in the industry. So that's also difficult. And then you have the whole business side of what you're doing. Is like, you know, are you very much in control, involved in what you're doing? So that's going to involve you also as a person, like how you act, or do you get help? You know, do you get assistance in that? So that's what a lot of people don't see, where your life can get pretty chaotic from time to time.
Yeah. So then, what's been the most rewarding thing, like, for as long as you've been doing this?
Rewarding thing is giving back. Giving back in terms of music, giving back to charities such as the Mixteca community in Mexico, the Giriashi Foundation in Posanten in Bali, donating a football field and a stadium in Izamal in Mexico, and that's just a few things of where you see things in the bigger picture. It's not just partying all day, all night. It's not alcohol and substances all day, all night. No, there's a bigger thing. We're all living a life, and if you can make a difference in people's lives, not only on the dance floor, it's worth it. And that's what Dash Berlin is a little bit about as well. And that's where we give back, and that's where I think we have a bigger cause than only serving people on the dance floor.
Yeah, and I love that about you guys. You know, we're all about being able to connect people through music and charity. So you guys do a lot with that, and you're very involved as well. It's not like, oh, here's some money. Like, you actually go there.
We've been doing it since day one, and actually after I think after 5 years already supporting an orphanage, it all of a sudden within the industry it became a thing. Within like businesses, it became a thing where you should say, yeah, I'm supporting something. We were already doing that, but we weren't shouting it out loudly. We were just, if you want to do good, you do good. You don't have to brag about it. You don't have to say about it. Just do good. Yeah, that's the way we think.
That's beautiful. And what is the one thing you are most grateful for in this moment?
It's a good question, because we're on the Groove Cruise here right now, wobbling a little bit.
A lot.
And actually, the Groove Cruise, to me, it's like a mini vacation where I get to hang out with friends, with DJ colleagues, actually getting, you know, real contact with people again for a little bit of a longer period, not just barging in, barging out of a city or a club, and yeah, that feels great. It feels really great. The Groove Cruise definitely feels like a family. The people, they really go for the music here, which is amazing, and you feel that as an artist as well. But I'm also here as a human, so that's what I really like. It's like a family time. It's a family type setting within the dance industry and within a dance setting, and that's what I love, because I love dance music. So for me, this is a perfect place to be, and I'm really thankful to be here right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, thank you so much for coming on. You know, you guys are one of my favorite artists and one of my favorite humans. And for everyone else that's watching out there, what message do you have for them?
Well, as first, as obvious, you have to support Neil Al. So keep watching those interviews, keep supporting on social media. Secondly, I hope you enjoy electronic music, Dash Berlin music for the few coming years. There's a new album coming up, We Are Part 2. That's out real soon. We finished with it, so it's gonna be out really soon. I hope you guys like it, because eventually we make it for you. And keep rocking the dance floor, guys. It's always great to see you. It's great to see familiar faces. It's great to see new faces. And it's always a time where new friendships are being made. And I'm happy to be a part of that. And I want to thank you for your support. Good night.
All right, everyone, Dash Berlin.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Neil now.